What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here. Aqua Life Baby, you already know how it is. So, today, guys, I wanted to bring you guys kind of a quick deck profile, but I wanted to show you guys my updated Revonn build for the Set 8 meta, which we will be getting officially this Friday. We did have sneak peek this past weekend, so hopefully by this Friday, I'll be able to bring you guys Dragonic Overlord the Cross deck profile. We're kind of, I want to say we're about halfway done with the deck. Just need really a few more pieces from the new set, and then we'll be done with it. So yeah, really hoping that we can pull that out on Friday for you guys. But I wanted to show you guys my set 8 Revonn update build. This build is more or less to counter what's going to be happening in the format. I mean, as you guys know, like, this format is dominated by the Cross and Messiah, who pretty much explode on you first turn and throw a bunch of damage onto you that you really, there's not a whole lot that you could do about some of the stuff there. So, this build is kind of made, not necessarily to counteract it, but to provide a way where we can explode right back and or get a decent recovery as far as our, hand and shield go, and what we can do on the field to put pressure on them. I still think we're extremely strong going first. Going second, we can still go in and put off the pressure, but I think that the changes to this deck kind of help it out with that. So I just wanted to go over that with you guys. So starting out, obviously, our starter is Costi. Nothing new there. 4 heal, 4 draw PGs, and 8 crit. Nothing's really changed in the trigger department. 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal. Here's the 8th crit. Going into grade 1s, for Narissa, she's even more important now than ever before. We need that draw. 4 copies of Nico. So we did bump up Nico. We cut out Wheel Assault out of the deck, and as you can see, we are also playing 4 copies of Baragios. We cut out Wheel Assault from the deck because he doesn't really do too much, and a lot of the things is that as formats progress, you start to notice certain cards in your deck that kind of shine and do really well one format, but then their usefulness, depending on what you're playing against, starts to fall off. And the majority of the time, Wheel Assault really doesn't do too much, especially now. So we cut him out the deck. The deck is running a lot better, and I feel is more equipped to handle this format with the changes that we've made. So that's the grade 1, just Nico, Narissa, and Baragios. Grade 2s, obviously 4 Coral Assault. Got to have 4 of him. 4 copies of Algos, definitely a great restander. We play the Nico engine, we got to play him. And 4 copies of Gallius. Nothing's really changed in the grade 2 lineup. These guys work, all 3 of them are really good. It's kind of like a collection of the better grade 2s in the clan. And then, last but not least, I wanted to put him on the field himself, is 3 copies of Foibos. So we did bump up Foibos again by cutting out the Wheel Assaults. Now, Foibos has a more important part in this deck in conjunction with a card we added to our grade 3 lineup, mostly because Foibos was never really a super strong card in the deck. You would use him like going first or whatever it is. You would use him to rest him to get a free card to board, which is less commitment from your hand. His restand cost is a discard when your Vanguard attacks. I wish it was at the end of the battle that your Vanguard attacks, you discard 1, but it's before your Vanguard attacks, you discard 1. So, he just wasn't that great. He's at 9k, he doesn't gain any power. But if your opponent's Vanguard's at 8k and they block stuff and allow him to hit, then sure, you do get some value out of that because he's going to, either hit or get some shield off of your opponent's side. But in this deck, we play an order card, and that makes this dude a lot more relevant without needing to commit to him and then place a trigger on him. And so for the grade 3 lineup, obviously we play 4 copies of Revonn, obviously nothing's changed there. And then we played 2 copies of the what's it called? Ingenious Tactics Book of Strong Army. So we played this card. It's a Counterblast 3, Soul Blast 3. Choose 3 units. They get 10,000 power, and you draw 3 cards. So that's important because, like I said, the Cross and Messiah going first just put a wealth of damage on you, and then you have to come back with a turn that's, you know, more or less almost as strong. But you got to put the point of the game is you got to put them to 6. And what this card does is it's like, okay, we have all this access counterblast. We can just counterblast it all, soul blast our soul, because you get that, you know, that amount of soul just riding up to grade 3. And then you can give 3 units 10k, so you can give Foivos, Gallius, your Vanguard, 10k, draw 3 cards. You're gonna get a triple drive, and then if you got any like Coral Assaults and Narissa on the board, you're gonna be adding more cards to your hand at the end of the turn. So you'll have a very explosive turn, and then you can recoup and have a, you know, significant defensive turn. Obviously, what you draw is what you draw, but, like, you know, you're assuming you're gonna get some shield and hopefully get some PGs and just be able to defend yourself and then come back at them, you know, the next turn to finish it off, because games are finishing that much more faster. You know, with the release of this Silver Dust Blaze set. You can also talk, like, you know, you can also include OTT, but OTT wasn't really discovered or played as much as it was until it was the end of this format. You know, rather in the Japanese meta, towards the end of this format, you start to see more OTT come up, but I didn't want to exclude them. So yeah, but here's the thing about the book. Don't use the book just because you have it. I mean, if you're in a situation where the book is not, you know, you're going to get more value out of having a regular Revonn turn without having to use the book, you know, using Arissa, you doing this and this and this, then don't use the book. Do your turn for what you think is the most effective at that point, and then go from there. But if you feel you need the book because, again, you've been pressured, you need to draw cards, you need to see how much you can explode on your opponent here, you have the damage, you have resand plays, then yes, definitely go for the book, use it. It's a card that you're going to use once per game, twice if you hit a heal trigger, and, you know, between Coral and Narissa, you know, you're building up a lot of your soul. But it's really just there for explosion, and it's searchable by Baragios. But hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think. Again, this is the build that I'm running with for this format here. We're going to be testing it against the Cross. Hopefully on Friday, like I said, we can finish the Cross, get that profile, get some match videos up. I definitely want to use Revonn versus the Cross versus Ultra Ego Messiah. Hopefully we can have that deck profile for you as well on Friday. You know, so yeah, this has been Cardfight King, Aqua Life Baby. You already know what it is, and we're out.